So picture this. What happens when the world's most powerful AI gets released, but everybody says it has zero personality? Well, OpenAI just gave us the answer, and honestly, it's pretty fascinating. Let's really dive into the story of GPT 5.1, the AI that literally has two minds. Okay, so just 3 months after launching the incredibly powerful GPT-5, OpenAI started getting all this feedback. And the general vibe was, yeah, it's brilliant, but talking to it feels kind of flat. It was super smart, for sure, but it also felt impersonal, almost robotic. So you're faced with this problem, right? You've built a genius, but it's a terrible conversationalist. What's the next move? Well, they didn't just go in and tweak a few settings. Nope. They completely re-architected the whole system. And that led to a really radical new design. What they came up with is what you could basically call a dual-brain solution. The whole idea was to give the AI two separate minds, each one specialized for a completely different job. And the goal? Well, it was to solve that one big problem. How do you make an AI that's both incredibly powerful and personable? And this right here is the core of it, the main innovation behind GPT 5.1, a dual architecture. It's a system that actually splits the AI into two specialized versions they call instant and thinking. And that split, that's the secret sauce behind its new multifaceted personality. So let's break down what each one does. Think of instant as your fast, friendly sidekick. It's all about speed and warmth, perfect for handling everyday writing and quick questions. Thinking, on the other hand, well, that's the deep analyst. It's built for serious rigor, for tackling complex code, heavy data analysis, the stuff that needs real persistence. But how does it know which brain to use for your prompt? That's where the autorouter comes in. It's kind of like an intelligent traffic cop. It analyzes your request, figures out how complex it is, and then boom, seamlessly routes it to the right model, either instant or thinking, without you ever even noticing. It's all about using the right tool for the job automatically. And the result of all this technical wizardry isn't just some footnote in a research paper. It's a fundamental change to the whole user experience. The AI actually feels warmer, more personalized, and the performance numbers definitely back that up. First things first, GPT 5.1 is built on the raw power of that GPT-5 foundation. And we are talking about a massive leap in reasoning accuracy. It jumped from an already impressive 81% in GPT-4 all the way up to 92%. That is a huge, huge gain in raw intelligence. Now, get a load of this number. The thinking model has a 196,000 token context window. What does that mean? Well, it's basically the AI's short-term memory. And this is just a colossal expansion of its ability to process and hold on to information. To put that in perspective for you, that is like the AI being able to read and remember an entire 300-page book inside of a single conversation. I mean, that's a total game changer for complex stuff like analyzing huge documents or working on massive coding projects. But let's not forget, raw power wasn't the original problem, was it? The real makeover here, the thing that started this whole journey, is about personality. It's about giving us, the users, more control over the AI's tone and style. And for the very first time, we get direct control with these new personality presets. Need to write a formal email? Just switch it to professional. Brainstorming a wild creative idea? Why not try quirky? This kind of customization means you can tailor the AI's voice for pretty much any task you can think of. Okay, but with all this new power and all this new personality, OpenAI also rolled out some really important new rules and limits. It's a very clear move on their part to manage the risks that, naturally come with such a capable technology. And this leads us to a major policy shift. OpenAI is officially backing away, and I mean way away, from the idea of ChatGPT being a professional consultant. Let's be real, that role was becoming a huge liability risk for them. So instead, the platform is now officially classified as an educational tool. And this isn't just them playing with words. It's a fundamental reframing of what this AI is and, maybe more importantly, what it is not supposed to be used for. And that new role comes with some very clear restrictions. You're now explicitly prohibited from relying on the AI for personalized advice in high-stakes areas like medicine, law, and finance. It can explain what a stock is, but it absolutely cannot tell you which one to buy. It's a direct attempt to draw a very clear line in the sand. But this whole story has one final, really interesting twist. It actually reveals this kind of paradox that's right at the heart of AI development. Sometimes, making something smarter can actually make it more complicated to control. So here's the paradox. OpenAI's own safety reports show that the most powerful part of the system, that thinking model, actually shows minor regressions in safety performance, which means in some pretty sensitive areas, it's gotten slightly worse at following the safety rules than its predecessor was. To get specific, that deep reasoning thinking model showed a small increase in generating non-compliant content related to things like harassment and hateful speech. And at the same time, the conversational instant model saw a regression in areas around mental health and emotional reliance. Now, this isn't just some simple bug they can patch. It really reveals a fundamental challenge for the entire field of AI. As these models get more and more capable, and as they reason in more complex ways, it just gets harder to make sure they stay perfectly aligned with our safety rules. It's like a constant race between capability and control. So in the end, GPT-5.1 isn't just another technical upgrade. It's really a masterclass in a strategic balancing act. It's this constant negotiation, between raw performance and a friendly personality, between incredible capability and the cost to run it, and maybe most importantly, between unprecedented power and the safety you need to wield it responsibly. Which leaves us with a pretty big question. As these AIs become better thinkers and way better conversationalists, how do we make sure that we don't start relying on them for more than they should ever really give?